If you don't think this movie is a Christmas movie,
you're wrong.
In just a few minutes, we're going to tell you why you are dead wrong.
And you'll never be allowed to celebrate Christmas again.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, it's accurate.
Do we check on that?
Nope.
Hi, welcome to the show. Glad to see you back again. We have got a lot of ground to cover today, mostly just trying to clear up, I think, some misconceptions.
Yes.
And some, dare I say, ignorance?
Well, we got a lot of that on this show.
We know, when it comes to ignorance, we know what we're talking about.
Exactly. You can trust us.
Well, first of all, we hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know you were...
I was in charge of finding something to do, and I played on our friends John and Holly's, pulled some heartstrings, and they invited us over.
Wow.
So that's what I used to do with tailgates in football, too. All my friends would be like, hey, let's have a tailgate. Yeah, let me know where you're going to be tailgating. And then I always just show up. And that way I don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. And I'm really, frankly, I like the traditions you're instilling in Lily, your child. Hey, don't you ever not let somebody else do the work.
Exactly.
That's good stuff.
It's a skill.
Yeah, we had just a regular, I don't have any exciting stories. The cooking went great. Katie kind of took over on the turkey. It turned out great this year. We had a good time. Ultimately, it's all behind us. It's just an annoying little holiday that gets in the way of focusing on what's next, which, of course, is Christmas.
I'm past Christmas. I'm on to Valentine's Day.
What are you, a grocery store?
Yes, that's the way I'm going to start doing things now. Whenever it goes up in the store, that's the one I'm celebrating.
Well, then you're right on track. So the Christmas is coming up, and it brings us into a conversation. We have seen this so many times, not only on our social media, but just all over the place.
Yeah. Now, sometimes people are nice.
Yes.
Sometimes folks are, hey, why don't you do this? But then sometimes people are downright just rude about it.
Well, I don't have any problem ever with somebody asking a genuine question, hey, why do you do this instead of this? And we're always happy to explain. In this case, it's not something personal that we've done. This is just, it's out there. If you're one of these anti-happy holidays people, say, I don't like saying happy holidays. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Every year we'll make a post that'll say happy holidays. And someone will almost always write in all caps, it's Christmas, not holidays, with exclamation points, and then have a big little line or two about telling us why we're wrong. And it's like,
I don't mind you being anti-happy holidays as long as it's not because you're stupid. I'm sorry.
There's no reason to bring me into this.
Well, I mean, if you don't like saying happy holidays because whatever, but if you believe like some of those people, it's Christmas, there are no less, and there are probably way more, but just in a cursory search, no less than 8 other holidays celebrated between Thanksgiving and the end of the year that are religious holidays, but that aren't Christian holidays.
Let's run them down now.
Well, I mean, look, if you've got friends who are Jewish, if you've got African-American friends who do the whole Kwanzaa thing, there's a Japanese holiday in there somewhere. There's a Swedish holiday in there. There's a Hispanic holiday, still kind of based around like Catholicism, but it's different. Yeah. I mean, there are so many different things in there. And these people, you're saying that there's a Buddhist, I think, holiday in there, that if they don't celebrate like you celebrate, you're not going to say happy holidays. They don't get a happy holidays or a happy Hanukkah or whatever.
So we're just being all-inclusive is what we're saying.
Yeah, there's no reason to get fussy about it. And while we're on the subject,
let's just go ahead and just really kick them right in the gut now. This is only for you rude people, not the ones we like, not you cool people.
Take this.
The rude ones.
If you're one of these people, put Christ back in Christmas. It's not Merry Xmas. It's Christmas.
When you say Xmas, and it's not Xmas.
Are you down for a little education? So a lot of people think that, Xmas is just like a lazy person's way of shortening Christmas and not saying, Christ or whatever. That is absolutely 100% wrong. Sorry. So Xmas, common abbreviation. We've seen it all the time. X comes from the Greek letter chi, C-H-I. I think it's chi, which is the first letter of the Greek word Christos, which became Christ in English. So, and then the suffix mass is from the Latin Old English word for mass. So X stands for Christ, basically, if you look back at how this word came to be.
So don't get mad when you see Xmas. It's still Christmas.
Yeah.
And now you can add that into other things. Like when you're mad, you can say, Jesus HX.
Okay.
When you're hanging the tree or the lights or whatever.
Sure. Okay. You're gonna hear a lot of that outside my house.
X on a bike.
I think we may have something.
I'm all over this.
Who says it can't be fun?
Yes.
It may not mean what you think it means, and those are some of the reasons that you might see people say Happy Holidays, or somebody saying, seeing Xmas written out. Now, sometimes it's just laziness. I'll grant you that, but that's not where it came from.
The more you know.
Now that we've taken care of that, a quick note. Obviously, we love it when you watch these videos, and we do ask you to, please like the videos if you're watching them, share them if you find something you really like, subscribe, all those things.
Make comments, all those things.
Yeah, definitely all the things that you are expected to do when you come here to watch videos. But we also have another way that you can touch base with us, and our people who knew us from the radio here in East Tennessee already have this, but we have a text and voicemail number.
Yes.
And you can reach out on that anytime you want. We really love, obviously, if you send videos that we can incorporate into the show, that'd be really cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Would love that. But even if you're shy and you just have something you'd like to say, you can leave us a voicemail at the number we're about to give you, just a Google line, and we can throw it into the show here if it's something usable. Now, if you're just going to call and curse at us and hurl expletives.
Oh, you can do that too.
I'm down.
I will play that all day long.
Yeah, but just make it good.
Yes. Don't make it worth our while.
Don't waste our time. We've been calling a lot of things, so you're going to have to really go above and beyond. If that's something that strikes your fancy and you want to reach out anytime and really do answer these things, if I'm up and drunk at 2 a.m., I will answer your text.
And he will be.
Yeah.
That's just any time.
That's just how it is. All right. 865-896-9363. So it's up there on the screen. You can see it there. Make a note and reach out. Touch base with us. Get more personal. We are here and available to you. So this really doesn't have anything to do with anything else we're talking about today, but I meant to include it in the last show when we were doing stuff from the internet that made us laugh.
And it's pretty awesome.
This is not from the internet. This is right from a friend of ours. We actually met her on social media years ago, and then Katie became real friends with her, like in real life. And I think it's her kid. I'm not 100% sure if it's her kid or if it's a kid and her kids. Something, I don't know. But she sent us this picture, and we're going to put it up here on the screen, and I want to read it. I'm going to read it all except for one part. I think you'll understand the part I'm not reading. It can't mean what we think it means.
I think it does.
So let's see if you can figure this out. So it's clearly one of those little things where they're studying something, and the teacher asked them to write about this. So I guess they're writing about like magnets or their attractions, things like that. And so as you can see, just like a magnet, I am attracted to many things. I am attracted to TV. I am attracted to... You can see that there.
Here's where the problem area is.
right there. There's your issue. I'm attracted to YouTube. I'm attracted to books. These are some things I'm attracted to. Now, clearly, I am absolutely fascinated by the phrase we didn't say and what it means, where this child heard it.
If it's what I think it is, I want to incorporate that with Rachel.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's got to be that, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. So what do you think? Put it in the comments, please.
If you're seeing this is kind of like trying to figure out like a vanity license plate. It's like, who are they trying to say they are or whatever? Maybe you've got a skill for that. And maybe this isn't what we think it is. It looks pretty straightforward to me.
It seems fairly blunt.
I mean, it's what we call it at our house, but I don't know. Maybe this kid's got the same situation. I don't know. But we thought that was hilarious. I just love that she sent that to us. And thank you very much, Jessica, for doing that. Let's get to the main portion of this. This is a movie that is debated every holiday season. People talk about it. People fight about it. People are passionate about it.
Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie.
Straight up. If you don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, we're going to give you some reasons why you're wrong.
And before we get to those, I'm going to tell you, Bruce Willis did say it's not a Christmas movie, and everybody throws that out there. But he also said that at a roast where he was trying to anger people. Now we can roll.
Moving forward, why Die Hard is a Christmas movie. 1, the basic narrative situation of Die Hard is a man returning to his family for Christmas.
Yep.
2, his wife is called Holly.
Doesn't get more Christmassy than that.
3, it takes place on Christmas Eve, not Thanksgiving or the 4th of July. It could have been set any week of the year, but it wasn't. They based it all around Christmas. The chief villain, Hans Gruber, explicitly invokes the Christmas spirit. It's Christmas, Theo. It's a time for miracles.
Yes.
I mean, are you kidding me? We could stop right there, but we're not going to.
There's more.
Gruber is a classic bad capitalist villain. He's there to steal money, just as Old Man Potter does it in A Wonderful Life.
True.
Or take your pick from other Christmas movies. Soundtrack features Christmas music. Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC. Let It Snow, Frank Sinatra. Santa Claus makes an appearance. I mean, dead terrorist.
Yeah,
but still.
He's there. The spirit is there.
That's that Christmas spirit we've come to know and love. And the film ends with a character, the limo driver Argyle, looking forward to New Year's Eve. So clearly, This is a Christmas movie.
Share this with your friends that want to argue.
Every year in our house, there are a series of movies that we watch that aren't technically Christmas movies, but that absolutely are Christmas movies. Die Hard, you could argue that Die Hard 2.
Yes, Die Hard 2 is a Christmas movie.
Also a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon. For my money, if it's a movie that's set around Christmas and there are Christmas trees and there's Christmas music, even if the story isn't a direct, sweet fairy tale about Christmas, that's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
I mean, I think LA Confidential is a Christmas movie.
Really? Okay.
The whole opening thing is them on Christmas going to the liquor store to get booze so all the cops can get drunk, which is what we expect from our law enforcement, of course. Times have changed, I hope.
You hope.
Since the 50s. But anyway, so I mean, that's one I watch around there. There are several others as well. And that's not to say, we're not trying to take anything away from Elf or Home Alone or those really blatant Christmas movies, but you can't argue it. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Oh, and for those of you that throw out it's violent. Christmas movies aren't violent. Home Alone?
We rest our case. We did think it would only be fair in having this conversation, and we're being so forceful about it, to give equal time to someone who doesn't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So let's hear what they have to say.
Well, I think that seals our argument.
I mean, I think we're in. I think we've got this thing won. If you have a different opinion, you can put it in the comments, but get ready to get ripped. We're going to prove you wrong. It's what I do.
We will not let this lie.
This isn't going to rest until everybody's on our side. We're not going to get behind a cause that matters. We're behind this cause. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So let's get to the last list.
Last list time.
A couple of things that we just wanted to quickly mention that maybe you saw in the news, maybe you understand, or maybe you thought, I don't even know what this means. I do that a lot. We'll start with, this crazy big show that ended, and I heard zero buzz.
Walking Dead didn't end. It just kind of lumbered along.
Like one of the zombies.
Yeah, like everybody just like, and it's because of greed. And it's frustrating. I didn't watch it because I left the show years ago, but they didn't give you an ending. They were like, well, we want to do all these spin-off shows so we can make more money, so we can't really wrap up all these storylines.
And there were so many, too.
I mean, it would have just been a great storyline to say, hey, we found a scientist that can fix this, and he's in New York or whatever. We all got to get to New York, and then we'll all be safe. Put an ending on it. Yeah. They wanted too many shows.
Or even not a happy ending. Like, give us something where they think it's going to be a happy ending, but they leave it kind of ambiguous and leaves us do something that make it solid. Yeah, once Rick was gone, that was it. I was out. And it's not that I didn't care about those side characters. I mean, there's some great side characters, but it's just, how long can you keep telling the same story?
And Daryl's going to France or something to do his spin-off series, and when he left, he drove up the hill on his motorcycle, and Carol had spelled out in zombies, goodbye. And it was really sweet.
You know what? We might actually link just that little piece from the actual show Kris is talking about, which is not Walking Dead, but it is an iconic final scene in an iconic television show. But maybe we'll pop that in the description. So you can watch that on your own time. That's not bad. I almost wish they had done that. So anyway, Walking Dead, out with a whimper. I just didn't really hear. If you watched it all the way to the end, let us know what you thought. I mean, did they do the ending justice? I haven't even heard anything about the ending. So I'd be curious to see what you think about that. All right, so there's two things here that we're going to include in the last list, and I know that it is a hugely popular sport around the world. Here in America, we're more slow to get on this, maybe, but the World Cup is going on.
Yes.
So, football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, and I just don't understand this sport. And I don't. That's not to say I don't respect the athletes, because you have got to be in such incredible shape. I could never do it, but I just find it so boring.
My extent, in fairness, of knowledge of soccer comes from Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield. But other than that, I don't really know much about it, except that it seems very boring to me. And I grew up in the world of football, basketball, baseball. That's it.
Growing up, we watched a lot of different sports in the house, but soccer was just never one of them. And again, I'm not trying to slight soccer because it's a hugely popular sport, but I see this and I try to get into it. It's like a forever of nothing for a second of maybe some excitement.
Yeah.
And games that can end in ties. How is that a thing?
Yeah. After 90 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If you make me sit through an hour and a half to 2 hours of some sport, and at the end there's no real winner, I'm going to burn that stadium to the ground.
Well, they do that often.
That's
the one thing that you know about soccer. They do that often.
So rioting is okay. It's approved. And then the other thing that kind of goes along with stuff we don't really like, this crypto crash.
I don't know anything about crypto except I'm wary of it. And is that the non-fungus stuff too? Or the whatever that's called.
Fungible?
Fungible.
I think it's fungible. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't know if it's part of that. I mean, talk about showing your age, but I mean, I like Bitcoin. I get it. I see that. I watch like this one company or whatever that had their problem, and I'm like, so what does that mean?
Yeah.
Money that I don't hold in my hand is now not the same as it was, and I know eventually I may have to learn about this, but I'm not in any rush to do so.
Yeah, me either.
I'll probably be the last guy wandering around. Help! I don't have any money. Please help me. I should have learned about this 10 years ago. A couple of Vegas things to talk about. So Adele has been doing her residency.
And she supposedly has some finale that's amazing.
I guess like some fans were like confused. Like they're like, is this over? Because she does like an actual disappearing act. At the end of her show, she disappears into thin air from the stage. So they really bring some Vegas into it. And one guy, I read the review, he said it's the best Vegas show he has ever seen.
Now, so she's doing that for that.
Yes.
That's her finale to leave.
I
I thought it was kind of like the Buck Owens thing. I saw Buck Owens years ago, and halfway through the show, he walked off the stage, and a lady was singing. He brought her up to sing a song, and I was told the manager, I was saying, I'm waiting for Buck to come back. And then he's like, oh, no, he's on his way to his house. And I'm like,
he just doesn't say goodbye.
And I said, he didn't say goodbye. And he goes, no, because everybody would leave. He goes, he wants everybody buying drinks. Everybody's hanging around thinking he's going to come back. And I'm
might
like,
just been dementia or something. He just walked off the stage.
That's right. It could have been that too.
I saw Willie Nelson in San Diego around like 2007, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Even at that point, he was already getting up there, and he sang Whiskey River 4 times.
Yeah, but that may not have been age related.
I was just saying, like, is he high or I'm not sure.
That could have been he just kept seeing the same sign in the audience. Oh, whiskey, yeah, we should do that.
A couple of the guys I went with were not huge country fans, but they liked Willie, and they kept looking at me like, is this normal? Does he usually do this? And I said, you never know what you're going to get at a Willie Nelson show. But anyway, and then the other one, and this is just, I mean, I guess it's par for the course when you're Garth Brooks. These kind of things happen, and it probably is just another day at the office for him. But pre-sale for his Vegas residency, so a year in Vegas, sold out in a day. So this guy sold out every show for a year that he's going to do there, however many days that is, in a day. And it just blows my mind.
It's awesome.
He just keeps being huge. I mean, it's like he doesn't know how to fail. I wish I had that.
And I mark my words, his bar he's opening up in Nashville, he's going to be legendary for popping in there and just doing shows. Day, night, whatever you watch. It'll be 2 PM on a Wednesday, and all of a sudden everybody's going to be like tweeting and posting on social media like, oh my gosh, Garth just showed up.
I think that's what sets him apart, though. From there are artists who they do what they need to do, and then they're very successful, and then they open a bar or whatever, and it's the bare minimum. Okay, I have to appear twice a year. I'll appear twice a year, and then there are people like Garth. Everything he does, he approaches it in a way, it's like, how can I make this bigger and better than anybody else who's done it?
I always say, and I talk about it all the time, Taylor Swift and Garth are the 2 best business people alive that we've seen.
Yeah.
Reba's up there. Kenny Rogers was the best, bar none. But Eric Church is coming up that list, too, pretty quick.
Yeah, but I mean, like, here's the difference, and I think Eric Church is a great performer, and I love Eric Church. But you think Garth would cancel, and I know this is old news, but would cancel a concert to go to a basketball game?
No.
And I think that's where, Eric,
Garth would have canceled the football game. He would have made one call, said, I want that game canceled.
I got to get you to move this game to a different night so I can be there. But anyway, just congratulations to him. If you have never been to Vegas and you've never seen Garth, talk about a way to make a trip worthwhile. Of course, now that any tickets that are going to be available are probably going to cost you $5,000 or more.
That's true.
That's kind of a shame. And then one last thing on the last list, and again, it's a show that everybody's buzzing about. I saw it won Emmys and Golden Globes and everything else. I've never seen an episode, and we have HBO. White Lotus.
I think it's like a Fantasy Island type thing.
I mean, I don't think it's that they're being given things that they couldn't normally get. I think that they're just a bunch of entitled assholes. And that's
the title of my autobiography.
And they just do whatever they want to do in this island. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We've never watched it, but I mean, it's got great people in it. And I didn't realize the guy who created it and wrote it and everything was the the guy from School of Rock.
Oh, really?
The blonde guy who...
Had no idea.
Yeah, he's super talented. So anyway, I think we're going to start watching it pretty soon once we get off a couple shows we're on now. Because I'm just curious what all the buzz is about and if it is as good as everybody says.
Everybody's raving about it.
I know it's in season 2. We saw the last 2 minutes of an episode the other night getting ready to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And all I saw was a simulated sex scene, and that's how they closed the show. And
you got my attention.
I was going to say, we got to watch this show, honey. we owe it to HBO to see. Dive deeper here and see what this is all about.
We owe it to them.
I mean, come on, it's the least we can do. Why is it, as a guy, there is everything you could possibly want to see free at our fingertips on the internet, but still, I will watch a show like that just on the chance it's something. It's like, wait a minute, it's ingrained in us from when we were like 13 years old, I guess. Anyway, All right, well, are we done? I think that's it.
I think we're done.
Okay. Again, we hope you had a wonderful holiday, and as we move forward into these other holidays, we told you about, we hope you stay safe, be patient, be kind to people, help out when you can, and come back and keep liking, subscribing, and notificationing, all those things.
And remember, if you want to buy advertisement, if you're a business, we're available.
Yeah, you can buy advertising within this show. You could actually do something across our social media platforms. We have 40-something thousand followers across our social media platforms. We're available to do endorsement type stuff, like on TV. We could do voiceover work for you. We have the whole thing, all just sitting here. So if any of that appeals to you, please reach out. We got our email address here, and I think we have our agent's email address available to you as well. But we appreciate you watching. We love you. We will see you next time. Don't forget Tony's Toddies.
Oh, yes. This is so cool.
Throughout the holidays, we're going to be popping up little short videos that give you a recipe for a holiday-type drink that you might be able to throw out and impress your friends. Don't miss that. We'll see you next time.